How to build a fully custom standing desk like this one from scratch. By building your standing desk from scratch, not only are you able to build it to fit your needs perfectly, but it's also incredibly simple to do and a lot of the times a lot cheaper than actually buying one off the shelf. Here's how to do it. First step is going to be buying a standing desk frame. That's the legs and motor that everything sits on. I'll link this one in my bio. It's currently the best bang for your buck on Amazon. It's $140 for the black one and $130 for the white one. By starting with a frame that's not built for a specific desktop, you'll be able to adjust the width of the legs to accommodate your space. Whether that's doing what I've done here to accommodate storage on either side, or like at my old place here where I've offset the legs from the tabletop so I'm able to again fit more storage. You're just going to be able to perfectly fit your space with no compromise. Next step, you have to find a desktop. This is where the fun part comes in. You can really go with anything here to perfectly fit your space, whether that's aesthetically or size-wise, but here's a few suggestions. This tabletop here from IKEA is only $25. It comes in black and white. This is what I had in my old place. Another really great option if you want something super sturdy with a lot of finish options, you could actually use kitchen countertops. These are a great selection of them from IKEA and they're only about $100 and they come in a whole bunch of different sizes and lengths. These kitchen countertops are actually made to be cut down, so if you need something to fit your space perfectly, you can go with one of these, get something a little bit longer and cut it down exactly to size for what you need. If you want exactly the desk setup I have, this is the countertop I have. A little bit more expensive, but it looks so good and it's rock solid. If you don't have an IKEA in your area, Home Depot, Lowe's, or any of those other home improvement stores usually have a whole bunch of countertops in stock. Go take a look and you'll probably find something you'll want, and again, they're pretty cheap. The desk frame is going to come with all the mounting hardware you need. All you need to do is adjust the legs to the width you want, screw them in under the tabletop, and you're done. You have a desk. Third thing, which is entirely optional, is adding storage to the desk. This is where you can really start to personalize it. The really cool thing here is that even though these things look like they're built into the desk and all part of it, they're actually entirely standalone and are just sitting there on the ground. They only look so well integrated because we were able to adjust the frame to have them nestle right in there. There's a ton of different options out there. You could either use existing filing cabinets you have as long as they're not higher than the desktop's going to be. A really common option though, and the ones I have, is these IKEA Alex units. They're about $110 and they work and look great. But the beauty of doing it this way is you could literally do whatever you want, whether that's aesthetically or have it cut size to fit your space exactly. If you guys have any questions at all, let me know down in the comments, but until next time, that was come with me to overhaul my desk setup and fix my nightmare cable management. So this is the before. It's functional, but pretty messy, and there's still some things I want to improve on. Specifically this absolute nightmare. So I built this desk using a cheap standing desk frame I found on Amazon, a kitchen countertop, and then these two IKEA shelves on the side. I'm gonna start by stripping down the desk, removing all the cables, all my accessories, the PC, everything, leaving just the monitor and a nice blank slate for me to work with and clean it up. Half an hour later, we have this rat's nest stripped out and a bare bones desk to work with. Underneath the desk, I've mounted this cable channel I bought on Amazon where we're gonna cram all the cables and hide them away. Also this power bar where we're gonna get power mounting everything underneath the desk. So this thing is gonna be the beating heart of the setup. This is called the KVM switch. It effectively allows you to have two full computer setups. I'm gonna have a Mac and a PC, but have them share peripherals. You plug both setups into this thing and it lets you seamlessly switch between them so you could use the same mouse, keyboard, and monitor for two entirely different setups. This is me getting all the cables buttoned back up and kind of shoved into the channel. Now I'm figuring out how I'm gonna mount the KVM switch. The thing is pretty beefy, but I ended up using double-sided tape to hold it under the desk and it's holding totally fine. It was a lot harder than I expected to get everything buttoned up, but I'm pretty happy with the result here. You'll see that most of the cables are hidden along the channel, and then where everything comes out and connects to the power bar, it's still all totally self-contained under the desk. You'll see the KVM switch here mounted with double-sided tape. Because all of the cables are mounted underneath the desk, including all the power cables, there's only one single extension cord running from the ground to the desk. This makes it super clean, especially when using the standing feature. Now that the hard part's done, we're going to finish putting it together, obviously starting with the Apple HomePod, the most important part, and then getting the PC all wired up, and then all my rest of my little accessories that I have on the desk. I also found this little SD card USB hub thing on Amazon. I'm going to try to double-side tape this underneath the desk, so I have really easy access to all this I/O at all times. So now that we've got it all put together, there's definitely a few things that I want to change. The main culprit being the keyboard. I don't really like these white keycaps, and this cable going on here. It just doesn't work with the dark setup I have going. Cable was an easy solve. I ordered this new Aviator cable on Amazon. It was like 15 bucks, and it looks absolutely gorgeous. Super happy with this buy. Then for the keyboard, I got these super cheap, low-profile, all-black keycaps on AliExpress. To pop these bad boys on, I just need to take off all the old keycaps on my keyboard, give it a good clean because it was absolutely filthy, and then smack the new keycaps on. This was super satisfying, and oh my god, it turned out so well. Look at this thing. It's absolutely gorgeous. I absolutely love the simple black keycaps, the gold knob, and the low profile. Really happy with this thing. Now all I had to do is rig up the old cable and the cable management setup and put the keyboard in, and really happy with how this thing turned out. I ended up ditching the mouse mat because I think it looks quite a bit cleaner without it. Might try to find another one, but for now, I'm really happy with how this setup looks aesthetically. Let me know if you guys have any other suggestions, but I think I'm going to roll with this for now at least, and then see where it takes me. The only thing I might change is switching back to a dual monitor setup instead of the ultra wide, but we'll have to see. I'm just going to show you how the KVM switch works because it's my favorite part of the setup and it's part of what makes it so clean. You'll see here I'm currently on my Windows computer. The keyboard and mouse are hooked up to the Windows machine. If I want to switch to my MacBook that you'll see see I plugged in over here. All I have to do is press one hotkey on the keyboard. Don't need to unplug anything, switch anything over, wait a few seconds here, and you'll see that the keyboard, mouse, monitor, and all the other peripherals will switch automatically from the Windows machine to the MacBook. I swap between these setups a few times a day. Being able to do it with a single hotkey is pretty game changing. The KVM switch I use is pretty beefy. It supports dual monitor, 4K, USB 3.0. You can find them much cheaper, but I'll link the one I used in my bio. If you do use two different setups though, you should really look into one of these things. The hub I showed you earlier mounted up really well, and because it's connected to the KVM switch, I have direct access to the I/O from whatever machine I'm currently using. That's all for now, but later we're going to finish cleaning up the desk, clean up this pegboard, and fill up this blank wall I have here. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next one.